All right, now we're going to talk about the use of action points. Now, every player in the game has per turn 4 action points, which means they have 4 actions that they can perform with their troops during one turn. An action can be simply the movement of a unit to one location to the other, or an engagement. An action also can be the combination of movement and engagement. Yeah, we're going to demonstrate this step by step. Now, remember, for each player participating in the game, they have 4 action points. Now, action points can be used on using one unit alone, all of your action points, yeah, with the exception of the cavalry, but that's for later. For example, an infantry unit could shoot and target 4 times using 4 action points. An infantry unit could charge 4 times using 4 action points, but that depends on the commander. Yeah. So action points simply, or you move one unit and you are able as well to commit it to battle. So by firing or by charging. Yeah. This maneuver, movement, and engagement is the use of one action point. Now, let's expand this a little bit further. So, this French infantry unit moved to the location. Yeah. Upon arriving at its destination, it is able to target any unit within their range or to charge. Doing so by charging, this unit survives, must be relocated. It uses one action point. Now, additionally, if the commander decides to keep using this unit, for every new action, one action point must be used. So if I want to continue my charging rage, which is possible, boom, this unit must be relocated again. If the other commander is smart, he's going to position it in front of his artillery, obviously. Yeah. Now, I charged again using my second action point. So, 1 to move into position and to charge the first time. The second time I charged again. The unit, in this case, he survived. He's still able to retreat. The commander is smart. He puts his light infantry unit in front of the artillery. Yeah. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use again my third action point to charge again. Now this unit is dead. Imagine he's completely dead now. Removed of the battlefield. Which means, using my 3 action points, I was able to get to his artillery. And what I'm going to do now, obviously, my 4th action point, I'm going to charge it again. So if the artillery survives, he has to relocate, and he has at least a damage of 1 damage point. Yeah. So what I did here, I used 4 action points on the same unit. What concerns the cavalry? Now, the cavalry is obviously a special category within the game. It is immense powerful if we know how to use them properly. Obviously, this infantry unit came that far using 4 action points. My turn is done. Now it's on the turn of the other side. What is he going to do? His artillery is in peril of being charged, or if it's taken damage, to be destroyed with the next charge of firing. It's possible, yeah. So the only thing he can do now is something really drastically, yeah. So what does he has in range? His cavalry is in range. His infantry is in range, because the infantry can move 1 operational zone. But the cavalry is also in range, but they're not able to charge, because between the target and the cavalry there must always be 1 operational zone of distance. So which means the cavalry here cannot be used, but there's a circumstance that can be used, and I'm going to explain that a little bit later. But for now, what is the direct option Wellington has to protect his artillery unit? obviously, you know, he has also 4 action points. Yeah. And if he is smart, you see here, one of his infantry units is a guard unit. Yeah, it's a guard unit. So the guard unit has a damage value of 2 points when they charge and if they fire. This unit, this line infantry unit, at full capacity has a defense value of 4. So which means I can move this unit here using my movement and charging, yeah, adding 2 damage points on this unit. This unit must relocate to another position if it survives. So let's say it survives. It moves to here. Yeah. He's not able to attack anymore. He can only move. So if he moves to here, yeah, the next thing you can do is use your artillery short range and destroy it. It's done. But for now, we're going to do the simple movement to this side by using the infantry. Yeah. So he used 1 action point to inflict 2 damage upon that unit and relocate them. So he fled to that direction. All right. Now, obviously, the next thing to do, what you could do, there are several options now. Now think, what could be done? He could simply move using another action point to this operation zone and charge it again with 2 damage failure. The French unit is destroyed. Yeah. But he could also use, for example, his cavalry unit, who is now 1 operational zone and distance away. Yeah. What he does is using micromanagement to relocate the unit without using any action point. Use micromanagement. Micromanagement allows you to move within your engagement square using no action point. So you remove it. You use your cavalry with your second action point. This one, it's a class 7. It has a damage value of 3. So which means he has already 2 damage. He has 2 left. If I'm using the row to charge it, it's destroyed. Okay. That's one scenario that could be used using only 2 action points. But let's go back to the situation where this unit was now here in front of the artillery. So the artillery is now in danger. What can you do with your artillery? You know, you can use it in 3 ways. Long range artillery, target units within 4 operation zones away. Yeah. You can use it as a howitzer, targeting units within villages or buildings and so on. But you can also use it as a canister. And a canister, short range, always is a guaranteed hit with 3 damage points. Which means if Wellington started from 0, using no action points at all, the infantry unit was here, yeah, you fire with the artillery, inflicting 3 damage. This unit has 3 damage and 1 unit left, yeah, using 1 action point. Then you could say, I'm going to use my guard unit to here, move it here and engage and destroy it, using 2 action points. Okay, now this is how I demonstrated how you can use your action points during the battle and using the different types of units to the situation. Yeah, so action points are very handy in moving units from one location to the other, and they are able to combine it with an engagement, whether by firing or charging. The same goes for the artillery. 1 operational zone to the front. It's only able to move 1 operational zone. Yeah. With the extension of the general, he could move it another operational zone to short-range canister fire and target a very powerful unit, like for example this elite infantry unit here. All right, so I demonstrated how you can use action point in several ways, yeah, and it's an important thing to remember. Now, I showed with the French unit that you can use several action points with the same unit. Now, there is a rule. You can only use several action points in engagement units. So, it is not possible to use it 4 times for movement. If this unit, this infantry unit here, yes, located here, yeah, it has only one operational zone in movement, yeah. I can use one action point to get here, but I cannot use another action point to get it here, yeah. So here's a general as an influence. You can say I'm going to use one action point to get it here and extend it with a bonus range to get it here. That's one action point. You're not allowed to say I'm going to use another action point to get it here and here using 4 action points. The action points in repeating with the same unit is only for engagement, whether firing or charging. Okay? Now, there's a special situation with the cavalry. Cavalry, the British dragoons here, stations on Wellington left flank. Yeah, the cavalry is able to move 3 operational zones in any direction. So for example, 3 operational zones, that's 1 operational zone, 2, 3, also count like this, 1, 2, 3, so which means it can get over here if it wants to. It's possible. Yeah. And remember, it can also use roads to target. Yeah, but okay. But the thing is, the cavalry, yeah, can charge a unit, inflict damage, and they're able to return to a safe location if enough movement range remains. Let me explain that. If this cavalry unit is stationed here, yeah, there is 1, 2, 3 operation zones away is its target, yeah, which means 1, 2, 3. It needed 3. Its maximum full range to reach this target. Yeah. Now he has no more movement range left. This target he has damage value of 3. The cavalry units. Yeah, it's an elite unit here. That's 5. It survives the charge. So was it successful? Obviously not, because this unit is not destroyed, and the cavalry is not able to return to safety. What do I mean by that? So imagine if this unit was over here, yeah, and I have this light cavalry, light dragoons over there. There must always be 1 operational square between the cavalry and its target unit. So in that case, 1 operational zone, 2 operational zones, remains 1 left. So if I'm using this cavalry or this cavalry to charge, yeah, and inflict damage, if it survives, it must leave the position always. After the charge, the defeated unit must leave the position, yeah. But the good news is I only used 1, 2 of my movement range, and I'm able to relocate to another safety position. So from here I can go to there, I can go to there, I can go to there, wherever I see fit to, for example, protect my artillery against this cavalry unit. Yeah. So always keep in mind, if you use the cavalry, yeah, keep in mind the range of movement you have to charge units and the ability to return to safety, unless you want to sacrifice some unit for some purpose. That's up to you. Yeah. But that maneuver to charge this one, yeah, is 1 action point. Charging and return to safety is 1 action point. Now, cavalry units cannot repeat charges with the same unit, because they need speed to get at full motion to prepare for the charge. That is the 1 operational square in distance. Yeah. And then they have the charge that spends a lot of energy, so they are exhausted after a charge. So it's not possible to charge this one, it moves, and charge this one, it moves, and charge this one, it moves. No, because they are tired after the first hit. Okay? So the cavalry unit cannot use multiple action points on charging using the same cavalry unit. The only way to do this is you charge, you come from here, you charge, you go to safety, 1 action point, you use another cavalry unit, you charge, another action point, that's 2 damage, and 3, that's 5, this one is dead. Yeah? So, very important to know. Now, there are circumstances that the cavalry can use the extended bonus range to have a double charge. But this is actually another video using especially the cavalry, but I'm going to spoil it to you anyway, because I'm in the mood. Now listen, this unit is over here, this unit is over here. So let's calculate. We have 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Now we're going to put another unit here, over here. Yeah, just to simulate some density in this direction, this artillery unit. We're gonna put them, protect them here just in case. So now watch. Okay, now remember, the general adds an extra movement to all type of units, whether it is in single units or in battle groups. The target is this artillery unit for the cavalry, because artillery is quite damaging. Yeah. So the artillery is positioned 1, 2, 3 squares away, so the cavalry is in range to target it. Now, how are you going to do that? Now, as I explained, you can use your full target range to target the first unit. This unit has to move. It must relocate, yeah, and always to the rear or to the side, never behind the attacked or the charging of the unit that charges. So it must relocate. Yeah. Now, as the cavalry started his charge within the range influence of the general, it is able to add the bonus range and able to charge again. So which means that's 3 damage for the first charge, yeah, destroying this unit, moving it here, and it has another damage of 3 for the artillery unit who has only valor, defense valor of 3. The artillery unit is done. Yeah, and this was using only 1 action point. The full range to get here, the extended range to make the other charge. This is the only exception that the cavalry can charge twice. The only thing is right now, you had the enemy artillery. Was it worth it to lose this one? Because it's not able to return to safety anyway. What can be done with the other unit is simply using micromanagement. You turn the artillery, canister, 3 damage. This one has a defense value of 3 and it's gone. So, this is a little bit, I demonstrated the mechanics of the game, using action points. Yeah, so action points is for movement, simply, and is for movement and engagement. The combination, only 1 action point. So this is, I hope this gives you a little bit more insight on how you can use your action point and benefit to the maximum for your strategies and tactics during the gameplay.